Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're having yet another 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma. Our heroes once again are going to be Mr. Jesulin, this time playing as the Soviet forces in the blue, and his opponent is still going to be Mr. HOI-PauL.a.D, this time as the OKW in the red. So both players basically flipping their factions, as we saw. And we saw that Jesulin, spoilers, he took game number 1 out of a best-of-5 series for the finals of the Starcross Cup tournament number 2 that was held by Mr. Romeo. So we see HOI-PauL.a.D pushing forward and getting some barbed wire going on that tank, making sure that that cover is not going to be working against him. His OKW truck is pushing all the way to the front and probably going to be pushing against. We also see that Mr. Jesulin has as well laid down some barbed wire on the other side of this green cover, so that in case, you know, HOI-PauL.a.D goes for it, he is not going to get the benefit of the heavy cover. So both players very good, as we said, ranked 1s, ranked 2s, ranked 3s. I mean, there's just the top of their tier, the top of their game, you know, the prime beef of Company Heroes 2. And I'm hungry now. Anyways, so we got conscripts on the field for Jesulin, 3 conscripts to start with. We see a conscript squad down over here laying down some sandbags, as you have seen before. Not a lot of players do it, but the top players do because they are awesome and they know things that they can do. And well, since you can cap at the same time, may as well just start laying down some sandbags for yourself, right? OKW truck being used to push a little bit. It's going to crush the barbed wire, apparently, that was laid down by Mr. HOI-PauL.a.D himself, although no, it looks like he just turns himself around. Storm Pioneers of Volkskrens come up and engage the conscripts. Conscripts just run away and head back to their motherland. 3 Volks on the field for Mr. HOI-PauL.a.D, while we see 4 conscripts getting produced for Jesulin. So, I mean, pretty much the same thing that we saw last game, just, well, different players, I suppose, for each faction. Volks and Storm Pios moving down south. I guess they spotted the conscripts with the heavy cover, so they decide to not engage and just backpedal into the center. Conscripts moving around in the center. It looks like they're going to go up to the northern munitions point, as we also see some sandbags getting laid down. Not entirely sure. I mean, this is these are the sandbags that the OKW can lay down. Was he intending on laying down sandbags, or was he trying to lay down barbed wire? What is the benefit? I mean, maybe you guys know. I know I don't see it, but I think this may have been barbed wire that went wrong. But maybe there's a reason why you would put sandbags if you're the left side, you know, opponent. So I don't know. Anyways, conscripts moving around. They pop themselves into the house. They end up being forced away, as we have both Grenadiers and Storm Pilots all over the place. More conscript spots flooding up into the north. This time you see that HOI-PauL.a.D did not cut off this approach, so the conscripts for Jesulin are able to close in the gap very quickly and get right on top of that. Volkskrens down south, and in the center we have Combat Engineer with flamethrowers moving around to help. Oh, this is a nice little clumping up of infantry for Mr. HOI-PauL.a.D. There goes the flamethrower burst, going to be getting a lot of damage in there. They focus fire on the Combat Engineer squad. Flamethrower burst number 2 goes off, getting a lot more damage. 3rd burst goes off, and look at that damage go down to 2 and 3 men on those squads. We see the Mechanized Regiment headquarters on the field for HOI-PauL.a.D, but he's going to be forced to retreat with 2 of the squads. The Volkskrens squad trying to finish off the Combat Engineers. Down to 1 man, may actually go down itself. Is he going to be able to pick up a kill right here? Shots flying in all directions. There goes the Volkskrens squad, and a nice pickup for Jesulin early on, killing himself a Volkskrens squad. The Mechanized Regiment headquarters is also in a little bit of dire straits, as we see the Doctrine being selected for HOI-PauL.a.D. That is the Luftwaffe Ground Forces Doctrine, and he calls himself an MG-34 onto the field to be able to help out against these aggressing infantry. He's going to need that against the conscripts and the fact that he's lost one of his Volks, but we'll see how it pays off. The Combat Engineers, however, do put themselves on the other side of the cover, as we see the Mechanized Regiment headquarters currently activating the fuel transfer, which makes it convert munitions into fuel. So it says right there, for every 4 munitions per minute lost, 1 fuel per minute is gained. So it allows him to pump up his fuel production so that he can start fielding stronger units onto the field. 2nd MG-34 onto the field for HOI-PauL.a.D. The conscripts in the center capturing territory. We see A lot of territories, sectors being ignored so far. A lot of fighting into the center. We see combat engineers moving up to the north to get that munitions point, and the fuel point over here on the far north has been captured for Mr. Jesulin, although he does not have it connected, so he's not getting the benefit of that. But still, you know, neither is his opponent, so it's still a winning situation. Down south, conscripts near their sandbags. They look like they kind of ran into a Volksgrenadier squad, forcing it to backpedal a little bit. Tech-wise, we have medics on the field for Jesulin, and that's about it. And from the Mechanized Regiment headquarters, we still see nothing getting produced for Paul.A.D. I'm assuming he's probably going to be wanting to get some type of vehicle out. From here, I'm guessing he's going to go for the flak half-track, because the Puma, I mean, you kind of want it for... you know, other stuff. But yeah, here we go. Flak half-track coming out onto the field for Paul.A.D. That is going to be tough for Jesulin, considering he only has infantry right now. But we'll see if he ends up building anything else. Anti-tank grenades are getting produced. A wise decision, even though he hasn't seen any vehicles. He can expect vehicles, especially because he has seen the Mechanized Regiment headquarters, right? So it makes perfect sense to just go for that if you can spare the resources. Jesulin, in fact, can spare a lot of resources. He is up to 715 manpower. Not exactly sure what he's waiting around for. But for now, he's going to be spending a little bit of it, building his Tier 2 with his combat engineers. Combat engineers were out on the field, so that's why he wasn't building anything. He could have, you know, spent a little bit of manpower getting a second combat engineer squad out there, but, you know, maybe he needs all the manpower and couldn't afford to do that, so it's fine. I mean, he has a lot more of the map anyway, so it is fine for him. Conscripts down south going to be engaging Volksgrens. The conscripts will win this engagement against these Volksgrens since they are severely damaged. They already lose one guy right off the bat. 3-man squad, very low in health. The squad itself is actually in risk of getting taken out by the conscript squad as it continues the engagement. Down to 2 men, forces the retreat. The conscripts decide to try and chase down the Volksgrenadiers as they retreat. They are very low in health. Volleys go off. They're going to be able to pick up another one, I believe, but it looks like, no. Both of them make it out of there alive, and they're just fine. Second conscript squad moves up to engage the other Volksgrenadier squad that has a Shrek, so it has a little bit less anti-infantry firepower. The second conscript squad moves in to support it. The Volks are forced off, and the flak half-track is now on the field for Mr. Paul.A.D. moving down south to engage these conscripts. The conscripts are going to have to retreat. They are currently doing something. What the hell were they doing? Laying down a tripwire flares? Was that what they were doing? Ooh. They ura away, trying to get themselves away from the flak half-track. They get caught right at the corner before they bend the hedgerow. Forced to retreat, they're going to have to retreat through some storm piles with sweepers and... what are they called? The STG-44? Stormgewehr rifles? Yeah, there you go. Interesting. So... Jesulin has himself a demo charge right here, and there's an MG-34 set up to cover this approach. I don't think he can see it, but when the conscript spot it, he can just detonate it and inflict a lot of damage. Let's see if it happens. Yeah. Oh, there he goes. He even lags the computer. Down to 1 man on the MG-34. The MG-34 going to try and stop the conscript squad. The conscript squads, they're all reloading up out in the open, but they did manage to force the retreat because of the explosion, and they're still going to be able to get to the point. Flak half-track does set itself up in the crossroads. Going to be able to cover a lot of angles from here. Cannot cover this approach, I mean, not this point, so it moves up a little bit further. The conscripts are going to get themselves into some heavy cover, but the flak half-track will probably be able to force them away from it. Yeah, there goes the shot, gets the suppression, forces the retreat. Center map, MG-34s and Volksgrens trying to stop the approaching infantry. Combat engineers pop into the house. They don't have range for the flamethrowers, so they're going to pop out, having gained the sight range, and away they go. Conscripts can pop themselves into this and get a superior position where they can absorb the damage. Flak half-track will probably be forcing them out of the church very quickly, however. Second conscript squad down south. Shock troops on the field for Jesulin as he goes for the shock rifle frontline tactics. And an interesting selection of Doctrine, considering that he's already gone straight for Tier 3. Usually, and I mean, not that it's bad, but usually you see people go for this Doctrine because they can just stall with infantry and low-tech anti-tank. And go for the KVA dice too, and just win that way, right? But he's got himself for Tier 3, so we'll see what happens. AT gun is on the field. The AT gun can help out against the anti-tank half-track. Not anti-tank, the flak half-track. So the anti-tank gun can help out against that. Shock troops down south, they run into the half-track. They move away as quickly as they can. And the AT gun can actually move in that direction, just shoot through the hedge if need be. Left-hand side, HOI-PauL is capturing some territory. Conscripts moving close. They may be able to get in range to throw an 18-8 on the flak half-track. The AT gun is around here. It ends up just setting up there around in the center. We see, what are they called? The Fallschirmjägers getting called in for HOI-PauL.a.D inside this house. They do have a lot of firepower against infantry, so they're going to help out. Combat engineers with flamethrowers do push away the MG-34. MG-34 taking some losses as they get flamed, and the... damn it. Again, I forgot the name of that weapon, but it should say it here. That you guys told me. No. I selected over here, and it should say there. Oh, I need to see this the description. Select location. No. Yeah, so it doesn't say, but it's the paratrooper rifle. It's kind of cool. But anyways. MG-34 trying to stop the approaching infantry. They do set themselves up in heavy cover, so they're going to be able to delay the suppression effects quite a while. AT gun trying to stop the approaching infantry. Not going to help out too much because it is an anti-tank gun. MG-34 activating its incendiary armor-piercing rounds, destroying the cover there for the conscripts and helping out. Artillery. Oh, nice! Artillery barrage goes down and in one fell swoop collapses the church, eliminating. Yeah, that's what I said. Eliminating the Fallschirmjäger squad inside the church. And that is quite a hefty blow. I mean, that is 440 manpower that is not going to be coming back, so HOI-PauL.a.D cannot be happy about that church collapsing. T-34 on the field for Jesulin, so yeah, I mean, he's going to be having something on the field to oppose that flak half-track and force it to, well, basically back off, because if it's too far forward, since it has to set up and all that, you know, it makes itself very vulnerable to mobile anti-tank. And a tank is mobile anti-tank. So the Storm Pioneers getting caught down south here by the T-34. T-34 trying as best it can to shoot them up. It is doing, you know, something, but not too much. It's still a four-man squad. They're just getting shot there by the coaxial gun and the whole machine gun. But they're not even dying. There we go. A nice shot flies, kills one of the Storm Pioneers. But yeah, it's a three-man squad. It's already back at base pretty much, so it's gonna make it out of there. Yep, last shot doesn't even hit anything. A little bit of extra damage there as far as health goes, but we do have a battle group headquarters on the field for HOI-PauL.a.D, so he should be able to heal those up and bring them out up to the field at full strength. Jesulin, for his part, what is he laying down there? Yeah, he's laying down a tripwire. Yeah, there you go. Flares. You don't see those used too often, but very nice. They can actually kill stuff every once in a while. AT gun, is it going to use its artillery barrage? Not enough munitions, so no, it's not. Can still shoot though, and take out something. Flak half-track up in the north, catching the shock troop squad. The shock troop squad gets itself suppressed. Grenade does go off on the MG-34, gets a kill on the gunner, but still gonna make it out of there. The shock troops do crawl themselves into the line of sight of all the infantry as the T-34 rushes forward, gonna catch that anti-air half-track out of position, but it is just simply a fake, or a bluff. He just forces it to reposition and back off, move his infantry up to the north as the T-34 just backs off. He knows that he can't kill it in time, and there are Shreks equipped on the Volksgren, so it's a risky maneuver to do. Shock troops still engaging the Volksgrenadiers. The T-34 moves in to get right on top of the Volksgrenadiers. The Volksgrenadiers forced to retreat. Second Volksgrenadier squad out of the field, and there goes the T-34 straight on that anti-tank, anti-air half-track. Sorry, flak half-track. Wow, I'm all over the place today. But it is just missing its shots. The Raketenwerfer also trying its best to take it out. The Raketenwerfer will be able to nail it once, but the flak half-track is still in a bad spot. The Raketenwerfer is not able to provide, you know, support, you know, to fend off the T-34 completely. So down goes the flak half-track, and the T-34 is able to get a lot of power in there. AT gun from behind is getting some nice shots there on the battle group headquarters. The T-34 is piling on top of that, so the battle group headquarters will be falling here for Mr. HOI-PauL.a.D. And yeah, that is, I don't know. I don't know if he can do anything about this anymore. Light artillery barrage going off from the AT gun. The AT gun managing to score a couple hits here and there. T-34 backing off as Shreks and Rakuten Warfare approach. It does get itself caught a little bit in the terrain as the AT gun does not allow it to back off smoothly. It does back off a little bit further, and the AT gun sets up. T-34 continues to push forward. Very aggressive use of the T-34 for Jesulin, considering that he doesn't have his combat engineers nearby to repair, or is the U.S. forces and can just simply pop out its crew. And, you know, the fact that there was Rakuten Warfare and Shreks all over the place, so, you know, it's risky. AT gun taking some free shots there into the house. Jesulin decided, you know what, I'm going to collapse this house, deny him the ability to pop in troops in there to help out, and yeah. So there we go, the Fallschirmjägers. Fallschirmjägers, are they supposed to have a description? STG, something like that? STG 34 or 43? I forget. Oh, well. Some of you guys probably know what it's called, so yeah, go ahead and just tell me what it is whenever you can. Because I don't see a way of getting the description anymore from the thing. I could move the overlay, but hey. So Maxim machine gun on the field for Jesulin, trying to stop the approaching infantry, only manages to get itself flanked there by Volk's Grenadiers, and be forced to pop out and retreat, although it is currently suppressed and not moving. There goes the retreat down to 2 men. Shock troops moving up to engage. The Volk's Grenadiers will have to back off. Conscripts up in the north engaging SMG-34s, and Rakuten Warfare are forced to back off as well. KV-8 now on the field for Mr. Jesulin, and I think that is going to seal the deal. Rakuten Warfare is retreating. Shreks are only 2 in total. And KV-8 can just take that head on and, you know. So it looks like Jesulin is going to be pulling ahead to an early 2-0 lead. Is he going to make it a shutout? It is a best of 5, obviously. So, you know, 3 wins and 1. So doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to have 5 games. So will that happen? We shall see. For now, the battle goes on. The KV-8 making itself known, heads straight into the front, and it's going to start cooking the Mechanized Regiment headquarters. AT gun behind it, also going to get some damage into that. Destroy the Mechanized Regiment headquarters as the shock troops just sit there. And the Rakuten Warfare is backing up to set itself up in a better angle. Victory points are also down to 200 for PauL.a.D. PauL.a.D just throws in the towel before anything happens, and is going to go straight into the game 3 and try to turn this series around. So an early 2-0 lead for Jesulin. Let's see how it pans out. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.